Good evening, everybody. Now, we've got lots of happy things to talk about tonight. The extraordinary 6-2 win in the first game of the World Cup against Iran. That's pretty cool. We'll be talking about dancing and Debbie Moore's success in business. So lots of happy things to talk about, but let's start with this subject. Yes, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I know you hoped we'd never need to discuss Brexit again, that it was done, it was over. Get Brexit done, we were told in 2019, but I'm sorry to say that it hasn't gone away. Big front page story yesterday in the Sunday Times from what was said to be a very well-placed source, hinting that perhaps we'd go for a Swiss-style deal. Now, the Swiss deal with the European Union is complicated and actually is headed towards being really part of the single market, which means your rules would be aligned. It means annual contributions to those people in Brussels. It also means effectively free movement of people. Anything along those lines would be a betrayal of Brexit. But you could argue, you really could argue, that to some extent Brexit, we've been rather let down by this Conservative Party anyway. Apart from getting us out and reversing the status quo on membership, what actually, in the 6 years since the referendum, have they delivered? Have things improved for Britain's fishermen? No. Have things improved for our 5.5 million men and women running small businesses or acting as sole traders? No. Have things improved in our huge financial services industry that employs so many people and raises so much revenue? Well, to date, from what I can see, not a single regulation has been changed. Has immigration changed? Well, no, actually, legal immigration, net, is still running at over 250,000 people a year. If you have a look at the small print of Jeremy Hunt's budget last week, you'll see they intend it to carry on at that number. As for illegal immigration across the English Channel, well, I think maybe you've heard enough from me on that subject for just now. So there is a feeling out there in the country amongst many that voted for Brexit that actually it's not being done properly, it's not being delivered, and into that space come the rejoiners, the Ramonas, those who actually want us to be tied to single market rules, those who lack the confidence to believe that we can actually be a self-governing, independent, democratic nation. And in the face of all of this, the appointment of the globalist, Remainer, centre-left Social Democrat Jeremy Hunt as Chancellor, I thought was the first very, very bad sign. I don't yet know whether they are going to fully betray Brexit, but I have my fears. In 2017, I wrote in the Daily Telegraph that I feared the great Brexit betrayal had begun, and sure enough, when we saw the Chequers plan, Brino, Brexit in name only, that proved to be right. And in 2019, the Conservative Party got the worst electoral whopping it has ever had in its entire 200 years. Are they making the same mistakes again? Is Brexit being betrayed?